We're going to call the meeting to order at 6:05 p.m. All right, the first thing that we have on the agenda tonight is swearing in of board members. We have the Honorable Mayor Dan Davis with us today.
Thank you so much. I dressed up just for you guys tonight. It's an honor to be here and to get to swear you in. I know that we are reappointing 2 members and appointing 2 new members. I just want to say that as City Council and as Mayor, we appreciate the work that each of you have put in over the past 2 years. It's no longer just talking the talk, but you guys are walking the walk. You guys are establishing the foundation for this board to succeed heading into the future. And as this board succeeds, our local businesses succeed. And as they succeed, our community succeeds. So your work does not go unnoticed. We appreciate each and every one of you, and we're excited for the new additions to the board. We believe in putting the right people in the right positions to help all of us succeed. So for those of you that are being sworn in tonight, if I could please have you stand. And then raise your right hand. I'm going to have you repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Jason Black.
There you go. I always wonder when you're going to do that, if you're going to say state your name, but you guys did good. I know, I saw your eyes. You're like, oh. Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will faithfully execute the duties. Of the office. Of the Manvel Economic Development Corporation. Of the City of Manvel, of the State of Texas, and will to the best of my ability preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States and of this state and the Charter and ordinances of this city. So help me God. Congratulations.
You said there was 2 ways. I was like, that's all right. I think this is your chair. Yeah.
All righty. Next, we'll have roll call. Position number 1, Chris Durrett.
Present.
Position number 2, Martina McNichols.
Present.
Position number 3, Donald Atkinson.
Present.
Position number 4, Carolyn Waits.
Present.
Position number 5, Jason Black. I'm present. Position number 6, Derek Dalmelin.
Present.
Position number 7, Ty Watkins.
Present.
All right. Wonderful. Everybody join me to stand for the pledge, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now the Texas pledge. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Okay, next we have public comments. Having none, we will move on to presentation. Overview of Open Meetings Act and meeting decorum.
Thank you, Tammy. Well, this is just a brief overview. You're now a public official for the new guys, and the rest of you that are still on are still public officials. And what that means that you've actually lost a few of your freedoms, because you no longer have the freedom to meet with these folks up here to talk about business that comes before this board, except in a properly posted meeting. And there are actually criminal penalties if you do, and it has to do with a quorum, which is 4 of you. And that's very, very important. This is our sunshine law that the state has put on us to make sure that backroom deals don't happen and that sort of thing. So we would now require 72 hours posting of an agenda in advance for you guys to have a quorum to meet together. And you will get also some more in-depth training on open records and open meetings and get a certificate that the state mandates now. Ostensibly, so you can't say, oh, I didn't know about that later. That's like that's not going to work. And we take this very, very seriously. And one thing that I would like to point out, probably the most important thing, is it's very easy to violate this with the modern means of electronic communications. The Attorney General has held that you can not only be physically present and violate the law with a quorum, you can also do it by electronic means, emails, text messages, Facebook posts, Messenger, anything that's electronic, is just as if you were sitting together at Bighorn chatting about MEDC business with a quorum. You can't do it by email with a quorum. You can't do it by text message with a quorum. And, there's some criminal penalties involved. And that's very easy to do with that reply to all button on an email that you might get from Tammy, which is why Tammy has been trained very, very well to do it under a BCC, so it kind of disables that ability to accidentally start a discussion where Tammy sends out an email, and I think this, well, I think this, well, I don't know about that, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, you've got daisy-chained a quorum of 4 together having a discussion by electronic means. You can't do that. Same with telephone. The mayor of San Antonio actually got in criminal indictment because the night before a council meeting, this mayor was calling up all the council members and talking about what was on the agenda the night before, daisy-chaining everybody together. You can't do that. So it's a very, very important thing to know, and it's important also to recognize that any document that you create for public business that you have before MEDC is going to be subject to Public Information Act requests, open records requests. And it can be something you've handwritten, it can be something you've typed, it can be something you've posted on your Facebook page, but if it's business that comes before MEDC, this government business, somebody can ask for a copy of that. And with certain exceptions, most of it's going to be presumed to be an open record. And this can be very important because some people have thought, well, I'm just going to use my own private email address to talk back and forth, and they'll never know. Well, I've had district attorneys go and impound city council members' PCs at their home because there were violations of Open Meetings Act going on with emails going back and forth behind the scenes with council members. So that's the evidence of that. Look for those records. Look for that open record. Well, it can also, land you with the DA impounding your machine. So to get around that, what we've done is we've created a city email address for you. And we've asked if anybody's doing any type of public business, or if somebody calls you or somebody texts you, and your reaction should be, I really would like you to use my city email address for all official business. Because of what happens if somebody asks for that and you've been texting, then we're going to have to ask you to please, give us some screenshots of your text messages or print out your emails from your home, because that still may be subject to Open Records Act stuff. If you run everything through the city email, it's easy because we can have our IT department go and see what emails are on the server, and we can pull those very easily, so you don't have to go and screenshot all of your cell phone things or print out your emails or Facebook Messenger, that kind of thing. And there are some limited exceptions, but generally, please get in the habit, if anybody's calling you, texting you, whatever, about something with MEDC, please, and they're not using your city-issued email address, please direct them to do that. It'll make life a lot easier for us and for you as well. And I think that kind of covers just some of the basic, the walking quorum and daisy chaining. The quorum is very important, so it's 4. Please remember that. And I think Tammy will hook you up with the official open meetings training and open records training you'll do through the state. I think it's an hour long each one, something like that. And of course, if you have any questions or if any doubts, please give me a call. That's what I'm here for. So are there any quick questions on any of this, or is just a quick foray into some of the basics? But these are very important things and we take them seriously. Thanks.
And then just to elaborate on that, for Carolyn and Ty, both of you, now that you're officially sworn in, you will be getting an email with a link to set up your City of Manvel email addresses for your password. So if you'll watch out for those. For everybody, now that we're really trying, with everything filtering through our network for all of our emails, we're doing security training so that you know what a phishing email is, what to and what not to click on, what you can open up. So you will be getting periodic emails for that security training. They're short videos, but they're required. Everybody has to take them, even staff. And if you don't, you'll lose your email completely until you do get it taken. So I will let y'all know as those come out, because they're not coming necessarily, you'll be used to getting my emails, but maybe not something where you're like, hey, is this fraudulent, or does this maybe not pertain to me? So I'll give you a heads up when those come out to be out watching out for those.
All right, thank you, Bobby. Next, we have a presentation for Grease Monkey Manvel project request. Do we?
So I thought Grease Monkey was going to be here this evening to talk about their project. You do have executive session where you've got their application. Chris, do you know if they were coming?
I assumed that they were when I saw that it was on the agenda, but I did not. I wanted to reach out to them, but I can say that I did not. That didn't happen. So.
I had talked to her and gave her the date, so maybe while we're in executive session, maybe they're just running late. So if they come after the executive session, you obviously have time to talk as well.
Okay, with that being said, we'll move into executive session. Manvel Economic Development Corporation will convene into executive session pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.087, deliberation regarding economic development negotiations, to discuss the following. Discuss economic development incentives request for Grease Monkey Manvel. 6:18. We will resume our regular meeting at 7 o'clock. We'll start with our regular agenda. Item A, consideration and possible action to direct staff on project application 2025-02, Grease Monkey Manvel. Can I get a motion to table it?
I'd like to make a motion to table item A.
All right, we have a motion. Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
We're going to vote on that? All in favor? All opposed? Motion passes 7-0. We'll be tabling that. Okay, regular agenda item B, consideration and possible action to nominate and appoint an MEDC president. Do you have anything to say or not?
So for your board positions, this comes around each year right after the positions come up for appointment or reappointment. Once that comes on the agenda, the new people have been sworn in or re-sworn in, then you guys get to appoint, nominate your president, vice president, and your secretary. President obviously runs the meeting, handles the decorum, vice president in his absence. Secretary is probably the best one because the city secretary handles your secretary work, except for the next agenda, I'll have an action item for your bank account. That person will be one of the ones that signs. I don't sign any checks, but I do your agendas, your minutes, and your bookkeeping stuff, so that's a good one to have.
And is it where we can combine B, C, and D?
Sure. If the board is good with
Would
it.
you like to do that?
Yes, I would, if everybody's good with that.
Just discuss it at the same time.
All right, I'd like to nominate Jason Black as president, Chris Durant as vice president, and Derek Domblin as secretary.
Okay, do we have a second?
I second all three.
Can we, is this a good time to ask a question? Or is
Do we
that
ask
a not
questions?
proper?
Well, you have
Decorum.
a second.
The motion's on there already.
Were you wanting to deny your?
No, I was just gonna ask a question. It's probably too late. I was gonna ask Derek, do you want to be the secretary?
I mean, she said it was the easiest. Before she said something, no.
Yeah, I saw the look on your face.
Once she said that, I'm like, sure, why not?
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second. All in favor? All opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Thank you, guys. We'll move on to our consent agenda. We are going to remove item B from our consent agenda. Can I get a motion to approve our consent agenda, please?
Make a motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor? All opposed? Motion passes 7-0. You got anything else?
When's our next meeting?
The next meeting will be May 14th. So your meetings are the second, you were meeting once a quarter before you had a business, but you will have business for that one. So the second Wednesday of the month is your typical meeting night. So Wednesday, May 14th.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
All right, all in favor? Motion passes 7-0. Thank you, guys.